success. We all want it. We all want that successful feeling in our lives, just how to be successful, whether that be material success, being the merchant and not the beggar, or whether that's fulfillment and purpose in our lives. Success is a thing I think we can agree on. So as the sun keeps turning another 10 degrees and we have walked through Taurus 2, where the cards are the Six of Pentacles, success, the Lord of success, the Lord of material success, I ask myself, is there an answer here in this decan for how to be successful? Are there clues here for just how do we get to a place that we love? How do we create the life that we love? How do we find success within all of those invisible forces that shape our lives? How do we reveal the good ones, build a bridge to that marvelous place where we're so abundant we can give from, like the merchant? So, studying this decan and Susan Chang's book 36 Secrets, I wonder if I'll find the answers here. And in this book we're immediately presented with a sacred pair to go along with the Six of Coins, our success card. The sacred pair of the Hierophant, our card for Taurus, but also this is the moon in Taurus, so we have the High Priestess. The High Priestess and the Hierophant, a sacred pair indeed. The secret magic of the High Priestess and the revealer of magic in the Hierophant, treasure beyond the veil, and the decoder of that treasure, the destination and the bridge to get there. I loved this idea of a contrast that joins together the esoteric and the exoteric, the hidden, the revealed, the secret, the known, the concealed and the seen. It's a bit like gossip. The High Priestess is the juicy nugget worth knowing, and the Hierophant is the neighbour in the know spreading that word over the garden gates. This is about being connected to the secret forces of success, of the divine, of all the answers. We see a secret and the revealer. The book 36 Secrets describes this dualistic combination of the High Priestess and the Hierophant as being in the right place at the right time for giving and receiving, but still there are no hows here. Just how do we, like the Hierophant, become connected to the secrets of the divine, to receive input, to become successful? How do we tap into the invisible energies for success? I even bought a second book. I still wasn't clear. There are still no hows of how to be the Six of Pentacles and successful. How do we access these invisible spiritual forces that allow us to be generous and act with benevolence, as in this card? The spirit that pushes generosity. Is she the High Priestess herself? Susan Chang questions. Invisible forces, the force to give, to be generous. But I still wasn't clear how to get to that place where you can act on generosity, where success is all around, where abundance is there, where we feel like we've made a success of our lives. Even in this new book, the connections weren't clear for me. It talked about cycles, about the moon and the coming and going of the moon, and success comes and goes. I liked that idea of linking the moon with material success coming and going, sometimes where the beggar, sometimes where the giver, sometimes where the receiver. That idea of giving and receiving. Things were getting clearer, so I decided to turn to the deck that was out on my desk that I've been working with this month to look a little closer to home, the Chrysalis Tarot. I wanted to know what the Six of Coins or the Six of Pentacles or the Six of Stones in this deck looked like. Would there be a clue here? And sure enough, there was. In the Chrysalis Tarot, the Six of Stones is depicted as a Celtic tree of life. The Celtic knotwork speaks of the entwining of all of these invisible forces, the divine with the earthly. We've got branches reaching up to the heavens, roots reaching down into the earth. It's a really clear representation here of all of these invisible forces, and this turned the horizontal circle of the moons going around and the figures in the Rider-Waite card circling between merchant to beggar vertical. It turned the energy vertical for me, heaven to earth and back again, earth to heavens. In this card it was easier for me to see that idea of giving and receiving and the heavens and the earth linked as an energy flow with no blocked chakras at all. It became about energy force, momentum, actions, no blockages, consistency, keeping going, a continual circle. Were we getting to some hows now for how to get to the Six of Pentacles? So I turned to my tarot journal, an altered book that I'm working in, to explore this Decan of Taurus too, and that idea of a tree, a vertical channel from heaven to earth, from the divine, the sacred, with secrets revealed that we can use here on earth. I love that idea of that vertical channel as a tree. And here on this page I found trees and two columns in a tree, and at the base a kangaroo with a pouch with secrets hidden, a brilliant depiction of the high priestess. Perhaps the koala bear hidden in the tree is the Hierophant, who knows. But I wanted to use this page to illustrate that circle, that energy circle where there are no blockages, where energy comes down from the heavens, sunlight, and water comes up from the earth, and over time, with persistence, a tree grows, a tree that then showers down on us blossoms. That idea of nutrients coming from all directions to feed into persistent effort to grow something as magnificent as a tree that is connected through its branches to the heavens and via its roots into the earth. It's a symbol that connects us on earth as mere mortals to the secrets of the sacred, the high priestess energy. And if we can just stay connected over time, we can reach a successful place where we've grown something, we've grown our potential, we've grown a life that we love. Is this the secret to success? That energy, that momentum, no blockages. There are no blockages when a tree is growing. It takes it all, water from the earth, nutrients, but also sunlight from the heavens. Is momentum the energy force here? There's no luck involved. I think sometimes when I've heard people look at people who have a lot, they say, oh, aren't you lucky? But if you think of success as a tree, there is no luck here, is there? There's just tiny, consistent growth that you can't see day in the day to day, but eventually forms a tree to keep going even when you can't see success, just to hope that the growth is happening, gradual growth, taking one step at a time, not giving up. This channel of energy as a tree is clarifying things for me. When I think of my own life and the successful areas in my own life, creativity and drawing is an area that I've had success in. I think I've really developed my creative abilities in my life. And when I think about how I've managed to do this, just how have I brought about success in this area, it's not through shortcuts. There is no such thing as a shortcut. I think I may have been born with a little bit of natural ability, but that will only get you so far. We're not separated by the people with talent and those without. That would imply a shortcut at birth. It has been much more for me the consistent practice of continually drawing, continually looking for art ideas, continually studying artists. A day by day, step by step process of grind, really, of learning, of putting in the time to develop skills, consistency and slow progress. More than once in my life I've had people ask for an hour's lesson because they want to be able to produce the same drawings as me, and I just think that it's looking for a shortcut, isn't it? There are hours and days and months and years before you can achieve a style or do some art. And it's the same when people say you're so lucky to be able to draw, you're so lucky to be creative. Is it luck, or is it the hours and hours of step-by-step practice where you can't see any change in your skills, but over time they emerge like a tree emerging? All those hours of drawing practice with no visible signs of improvement, me in the beggar state of the Six of Pentacles, just waiting for things to materialise, not being successful yet, but having faith that the circle comes around, and then giving back once you're in the merchant phase to then share your skills yet, but without the false promise of shortcuts. There are no shortcuts. We can share our skills in videos and our ideas. I was a teacher for years. I loved sharing my passions for art, but there is no shortcut to developing your own skill, and that's just truth. But it's also the joy, because it's all about the journey. It's about the circle. But also to remember the high priestess energy here and the circle of the moon. From light to dark, we too have moments of light and moments of dark. So to remember when we are in the light, to give back to those in the dark. I think that is a big factor of success too, to give back. The generosity of spirit here is about sharing our light, sharing our passions, sharing examples of keep going, of true grit, of one foot in front of the other, even when we don't see progress immediately. Isn't that success? I go back to the Chrysalis Tarot and I look at the High Priestess and the Hierophant in this deck, and I'm astounded. Let me read you what it says about the divine child, the Hierophant, in this deck. Divine child does not enter the world as a blank slate. Far from it. He or she enters bearing a palette of unrealised self-potential and a paintbrush for the process. One of the most difficult challenges we face in life is to embrace and accept our own divinity and unique worthiness. Divine Child embodies the essence of shamanism and the principle of private revelation. She is fully empowered and requires no intermediaries between the guiding spirit of the universe and herself. As your inner voice, Divine Child frequently whispers reminders that you must paint your own canvas, that you are personally responsible for attaining your own destiny. So how do we become successful, step into our full potential and attain fulfillment in life, whether material or otherwise? I think I've learned in this decan that we become responsible for our own destinies. We pick up the paintbrush. It would seem that the secret forces of the universe are the colours that we choose to paint with, the little step-by-step actions and decisions that hold an invisible force that take us places. Day by day, step by step, we don't and won't see the changes, just like we can't see a tree growing. But over time, with hope and resilience and giving and receiving and grit and not giving up and faith in the secrets one day being revealed, the tree grows, we grow, success comes. It isn't luck or natural talent that excludes those that aren't born the merchant, but it's more open to everybody than that. Everybody has a chance to do step-by-step actions and decisions. Everybody has the same ability to receive what the universe has to offer and then to make decisions to give back. To see the sacred in everything, in all the moments of growth, whether they be good or dark, the light of the moon or the dark of the moon. Success is the self-acceptance of where we are right now, with the self-belief that we can grow into the dreams that we have of ourselves. So to have faith in ourselves that consistent growth will come even if we can't see it. To have faith and belief that the invisible forces are already working for us. So, how do we become successful? We pick up our own paintbrushes and begin to paint. We are the tree.